All right. Well, we're going to get started here tonight. We are here for the Comstock Avenue, Sprinkle Road to River Street project meeting. So, Comstock, what you got?
Go ahead.
All right. Comstock Road, Sprinkle to River. This will be a project for this year, 2026. We're going to walk through it tonight. We're going to talk about what's going to happen and what the impacts are to you, the residents, or township. Tonight, well, for this project, we got Michigan Paving and Materials. They're the prime contractor, so you'll see their trucks out there. We have Moore & Burgink. We got Ryan Ahrens here from Moore & Burgink. He's our engineer. We have myself from the Road Commission, Jim Hookstra. We have Mark Warden in the back, Rusty McLean, Ryan Minkus, Sarah Phillips, and I see we got some township folks, Scott and fire department. So we got So we got a few of us here tonight, and Parks and Rec too. Sorry. So with that said, this project is about a $1.8 million job. We are getting a lot of federal funds for it, so we have about 1.4 in federal funds, which helps offset some of that cost. We are planning to start it on June 1st. The goal there was to avoid the floral industry, which is pretty heavy around here and tends to ship about this time of year. And also we're trying to wait till school gets out. So we're hoping to start June 1st, and we're going to try to be done before school starts again in the fall. So done by the 21st. This job is primarily a roadway resurfacing job. So we're going to pave it. We are also doing some pretty intense concrete curb and gutter work. We're going to do some storm sewer improvements. And we're also going to do the signage and pavement markings. So you might be asking, why is this road selected? Well, it was funding driven. We did get a lot of funding for this road, so that played into it certainly, but the condition is such that, as you see here, there are some cracks. It's probably not the worst road we've got, but this crack does fall in the wheel path. It is a structural deterioration of the road, so we're trying to go ahead and fix that. We haven't been out here in quite a while. My records showed since about 1960s, so it's been a few minutes. The curb and gutter is pretty old out here. We'll get to that in a minute. But we have done routine maintenance out here with chip seals. So you can see a pretty consistent pattern of chip seals. That curb and gutter, speaking of that, normal curb and gutter is about 6 inches tall. This curb and gutter is about 2. So it's been paved over a few times. It's not in the best of shape. So we are going to fully replace all the curb and gutter up and down the street. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the road design. We did convert this road to 3 lanes in 2021. I'm happy to report that crash trends are down. So with that change of marking it as a center turn lane, we've seen less crashes. So for this time, at this project, we are keeping it at a 3-lane road. Utility coordination. So not sure if they're out there yet, but they will be soon. We're trying to work with city water and Consumers Gas. So Consumers Gas should be arriving here shortly if they haven't. They're going to be setting up shop, and they're going to be replacing some of the old main that's out along Comstock Avenue. The thought here, of course, is we'd rather get them in before we do the work than after. Coordinating with them helps us preserve the road and not put a whole bunch of cuts in it after we pave it. So what does this mean for the residents? What's the impacts to traffic? Well, a road closure will be necessary. So we will be closing the road, we will be detouring, but we will be providing access to residents at all times, and we will provide access for fire and EMS as well. Work will be primarily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are some storm sewer pipe replacements needed, so that will cause a break in the road. We will have to divert people both ways around it. So there will be times that maybe you can't go left, can't go right because the pipe is out either side. Our consultant, we will work with you to try to notify you in advance before it gets to be that time.
Some of us back right up into the Kalamazoo River, so there's no place to go.
Correct.
The opposite side can go down that back street for most of it.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a minute. So, yeah, here we go. So, closures for storm sewer work. As mentioned, we are doing 11 road crossings. This is crossing Comstock Avenue. So, everybody should be able to get out. We won't do these all at once, mind you. So, you might get out, but you might have to go left rather than right, or right rather than left. That shouldn't necessarily block anybody in, but we will be doing some pipe across those side streets. So, as mentioned, the roads that do have only one way in, one way out, we will have to manage and maintain for residents. But the rest of them, I think there are a bunch on the south side. Those have other ways around, so that may have to happen. These are probably a day and a half work, so it's not going to be the total job, but it certainly will be an inconvenience. As said, there is a project detour. So the detour for this job is River Street to the business loop to Sprinkle. I think that's been done before, so I think people should be familiar, but it will be posted starting June 1st. Now, what should you expect? Aside from, those pesky detours, well, they'll have delays. We talked a little bit about that. There's going to be a lot of heavy trucks. They may move slow, so you might be delayed a few minutes from getting in and out of your driveway. We'll get you in and out. It just may take a few minutes longer. There will be some lawn disturbance. So if we tear out that nice old curb and gutter, we'll replace it, but there's going to be a little bit of grass back behind it that may be disturbed. We'll come back and reseed it. We will have to adjust mailboxes. At this point, I don't think we're anticipating moving them all. We're going to try to leave them on site, but we will adjust them at the end of the job, making sure that they're in the proper placement for USPS. Driveway adjustments. We will tie in the driveways with the new roadway, the new curb and gutter. We will put down some new pavement on your driveway, just a little bit there to tie it in and make sure it's smooth. Noise, there will certainly be some noise, beepers on the trucks, that kind of stuff, and dust. There is, inevitably with construction, some dusty conditions. Now, the other thing to expect is the unexpected. We obviously work around weather. That's a major challenge for us, so that may impact us. But being as we're going to be doing a lot of underground work, sometimes you don't know what you find until you open it up. We're going to try to work with it best we can, but be aware that there may be some last-minute changes to our wonderful plans. We will try to work around it. We'll try to inform the residents as best we can. Safety in the work zone. So this has become a more frequent topic in recent years. I guess I ask that we all watch where we're going in the work zone, of course, but slow down. Take your time. Watch for the people that are directing traffic. They're there to help. Be alert. We don't want to see you end up off the side of the road in a fresh concrete pit or something like that. So just be careful about where you're going. Exercise some caution. And be aware those large trucks are slow, but they do make sudden stops. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for is the schedule. As said, we're going to start June 1st. That's going to be the detour going up. Then throughout the month of June, we're going to be working on that storm sewer. So those will be all the pipe crossings, some manholes. We'll be doing that in June. Then into July, we'll be working on that concrete curb. We will move into milling in late July. That's probably the dusty portion. Asphalt paving in early August. Pipe lining, we'll get to this and I'm going to walk through all these steps in a minute, but pipe lining will be in August, and then restoration, pavement markings, completion of job, it'll look great. That's late August. All right, so that's storm sewer work. As mentioned, we're going to replace 42 of those manholes, drains, catch basin structures. We're also going to replace 840 feet of pipe, which is about 20% of what's out there. So a good bit of pipe will be replaced. We are also doing the curb and gutter, as mentioned. This is about 7,000 feet. So this is a lot of curb and gutter. It's about $250,000 worth of cost, but it's an important part of the drainage. We want to make sure stuff flows to those catch basins and gets off the road. Milling, so again, this is probably, milling's probably that dusty time. We're going to be taking off 2 inches of the road. So we'll take the top 2 inches of asphalt off, and then promptly we'll put it back. So we'll come back, we'll put a new surface on, give it some new structure, make it smooth. And then pipelining. So this is something new for us. We haven't done a lot of this, but really we got some storm sewer down there. We're only replacing 20% of it. The other 80% we feel is in a condition that can be reused, just maybe rehabbed a bit. So we're going to come through, we're going to trim some of the weeds and root growth in the pipe, and we're going to line it from the inside. So we won't be digging it all up. It'll be less invasive, and it should cause it to last for a long time. Manhole adjustments, of course, you may have seen this elsewhere. We typically will core around the manholes, replace them in concrete. Makes for a nice smooth ride. None of those that are sunken by 4 inches or anything like that. And then restoration. So as said, we will come back, we will put some grass down, we will make sure it grows before we depart. We will make sure there is grass. It may take a while depending on the time of year. Summer's not ideal to plant, but if needed we'll have them come back later and touch it up a little bit. Lastly, pavement markings. I got to make my plea to everybody is that please watch out. It is wet paint. It does make a mess of your vehicle, especially if it's a white Ferrari or something like that. It's a real mess. Makes the wheels yellow, all that stuff. Just stay off it, stay back, give the truck some room, and give it a few minutes to dry if you can. With that, we're here tonight. We kind of showcase the project. There are other ways throughout construction to get a hold of us. We have our phone number up there. We have a website. We have Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the social media platforms. Of course, we have our office, which is at 26th Street. So if you really want to come find us, some of us will be there. Some of us will be on site. So look for us there too. But if you want to keep up to date with us virtually, you can take a picture of that QR code there. I think we got some cards out, Sarah. If not, come find us afterward. But we have this platform, RCKC Connect. You can sign up for updates. So this would be any road closures. This would be your detours. This would be general public news. You can get text. You can get emails. For a while, you can even get phone calls. Maybe you still can. Just be aware, sometimes road closures happen at night. So you might get a text in the middle of the night if you sign up for that. Just a word of warning. And then of course we are usually hiring. So check us out online if you're looking for a career change. With that, I'm going to open it up to some questions on the floor here. If you have questions about your specific property or what's going to happen at your house, we're more than happy to talk with you. We got a roll of plans. We'll kind of lay it out. We can talk with you about what's going on in front of your residence and how it's going to impact you. But right now, we're going to take any questions from the floor. This is being recorded, so people can watch it later, or you all can watch it later again. So with that, any questions tonight?
Well, in mind that there is a lot of walkers and bikers and all kinds of, Comstock Avenue is
Yeah.
busy. Yeah, with those kind of people, so just aware. They're probably not going to stop coming, you know what I mean? So.
Yep. Yeah, we do try. The question was, keep in mind there are a lot of walkers and bikers on Comstock Avenue. We do try to help people see where the disturbance is, where the work's going on. So we will try to barricade, put cones up as much as we can. We are aware that there's a lot of walkers out there on Comstock, yes.
Are people going to be able to get to Merrill Park?
Yes, I believe we will get people to Merrill Park. It might be a little bit difficult when we're doing the curb out in front. I don't think we're doing any storm sewer in that area. We can certainly look at the plans afterward. So there may be a week or two where it may get a little bit dicey. Okay. But you should be able to come off Comstock and River area, I would imagine.
All the gas lines, are those supposed to be done by the time you start?
Yes, the question was the gas lines. We do plan, we've talked with consumers several times. We expect and they expect to have that done before we get into the site.
Just to add to the parks question, so, on the weekends, will this be pretty much open coming from River to the park? Should that be more critical?
The question,
So, because that's our
Yeah.
busiest time. so.
the question is the park and access to the park, especially on the weekends. I would expect that, unless the curb is fresh, we can probably allow access off River Street.
So you're just gonna be doing this Monday through, or were you saying something more?
No, you're fine. You're no, that's
Just
all.
Monday through Friday, or are you working weekends too?
The question is, are we working weekends? Generally, we like to try to work during the week. If we get into a pinch with weather and we get a lot of rain, weekends may become necessary, but I don't believe that's the intent at this time. Yes.
They put a red flag from the road all the way across my driveway to my porch. Do you think they're gonna tear up all my driveway?
A red flag. So the question was,
It's a red flag.
there's a red flag, and does that mean they're going to tear it up to your driveway and porch?
Two of them.
Two of them. We can certainly take a look at that. Right now, I would have to defer to the plans. We'll have to take a peek. So I'd be more than happy to talk to you afterward about that. We can roll it out and see what's going on over
Not
there.
gas, is it? What is a red flag?
Red flag does usually mean electric.
Electric.
Yeah, gas would generally be yellow.
So Jim, I think Consumers Energy Gas called in a missed dig ticket. They have started work. They've potholed quite a bit of
Okay.
stuff. So it's missed dig coming out and marking all the utilities so the gas company can see where they're at. They won't dig all the way up to your porch. They're just seeing where the other underground utilities are so that their gas works doesn't conflict with it.
Thank you, Ryan. Yes. So when you see those little wire flags with the
Yeah.
color on them, those are the locating flags. So in advance of the work, you call it in, they locate where all the underground utilities are. That way they know when they're digging what's underground. So that may not be a representation of us coming that far onto your property. That may just be the utilities being located.
Okay, thank you. Have you got any questions?
All right. Well, Sarah, I want to allow time for setting up and questions one-on-one. So with that, I think we'll discontinue the presentation. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to come see me or Ryan. We'll be up here up front, and we can talk to you about exactly if you got specifics.